lot of people awake right now. But if you end up catching this later, thank you for checking out the live. Let's do this real quick. See the title of the live stream. Real early morning. I think it's about to be like 2 a.m. maybe. So let me try to keep it down a bit. Let's get right into it. I know, like I said before, it'll take a while until anyone's checking in. So if you're coming in late, make sure to just start it from the beginning. This one's called, now, why am I speaking on this, right? Because there's a lot, whoever comes in here, a lot of different ways they look at this angle. You see how, I've been detailed more so speaking on this. Not using any of these terms, but more so just getting into detail of what people have actually done. Specifically regarding your life. So just the facts, the details, not more so like a perception where we're talking about, and this is what they do, and you're trying to kind of like self-help individuals. We're more so coming from a space of what's been done and what we can do to make that get better, not allow things anymore. So this is definitely something that is different from people's point of view. Okay. Ever since 2020, 2021, I was dropping vids on this topic, and nothing has changed from what I've said. Nothing has changed at all. If anything, man, I don't even want to beat around the bush and say I got any more smarter or anything. You've definitely experienced more. You definitely saw a bigger view of what people will really do. Wow, you don't have a mind like that. Back to why I'm speaking on this, alright? I came across not one, but two videos today from two separate content creators that I'm subscribed to, speaking on this, and shout both of them out. Another thing I want to say, right off the top, is the way your dialogue is. The way my dialogue is. It may be throwing individuals off and have them wondering, well, get to the point, well, what are you doing? And, all this. There's a reason behind this. We're all different. Okay? There may be some things. It's a lot of, I attract, I don't want to say like judgmental. It just seems like I attract like judgmental type. Not those who obviously support or those who can understand where you're coming from, but it's just like that uncertainty type energy. Now, we can go into details about what I truly believe that's going on, but like I said before, where am I really going with this? Here's where I'm going with this, because I have my own view of this, because I look at what's going on with me. So there's been times and spaces where people are going to think that you're basing something off of what you listen to, what you're watching, because someone is watching you laughing, thinking that you're smart because they're watching you, only for eventually the tables to get turned. I'm not going to exactly say the tables get turned. I'm not going to get on my high horse. And shout out to Leon Plays, all right? I'm not going to get on my high horse. But they are now, you can feel it through the energy. Okay? They're like, oh, wow. It's like, okay. This person's adjusted. This person has they're not as gullible as they were before. You know, we've seen changes in the way they speak. They've progressed, um, but there's also a lot of disappointment too. Okay, is what I feel like. I spoke earlier in a live, but it was a lot mumble jumbled in there. Um, about the self projection, self reflection scam. It's a scam. The spiritual theft allowance scam. Yeah. So the thing with me and why it's different is because when you're someone who's an originator, yes, I'm an originator. So, boom, right off the bat, we're going to have that split in the middle into two halves. We're going to have individuals who understand what I'm saying, and you know that, and you can validate it. And for some reason, we're going to have individuals over here, well, who do you think you are? Prove it. Or you must think you're chosen, and all this stuff. Then we're going to have this side over here get upset when I say, well, I never went out of my way to say I'm chosen, though. I never said that. Didn't, you know? And then we're going to have this side say, well, why are you using these names and titles? Who do you, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So I'm making you think. You have no choice but to see that, okay? I understand and know for a fact that there is some neuroscience stuff, technology. I'm just not gonna be up here kicking some stupid shit that I don't know. But I know that for a fact. It is some neuroscience, neurotechnology, and few individuals in your current life better not have access. You only got to word it a certain way. Better, you all know what I'm saying. Better not have access to your privacy. Okay? So you know what that means, right? So we need to base things off starting points, all right? So let's get into this real quick, all right? Because it's like it's so much, okay? Hold it down for me. I know a lot of you are gonna come and go. You know, it's whatever, okay? Um, let me go back into the whole TI community thing and the chosen thing, right? We those I'm gonna base it off the premise of what it really is on this platform. If you, if I am in a situation where you're not going out of your way to be, never went out of my way to be in some community. But one thing I will say is there was a point in time in 2020, 2021 where I made videos mentioning multiple TI channels. I did. And I think there was a channel. That's funny you guys want to turn the light off now. There's a channel that I don't think she didn't like that. And I think she may have striked my channel, or my channel got striked. And that video, for a fact, I even said it in that video. 5 years ago, man. The same space. Um, it would have changed the whole game, honestly. So if you're someone here who can relate to what I'm saying, and you're watching this right now, you're just as much as important, literally. You're just as important, okay? Because you're making an impact, and it's the littlest things that count. I promise you. It's the littlest things that count. Um, it is way too broad. There's only one thing we have in common, and that is a violation of privacy. I'd say that's the way they do it. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and kick some, you know, intellect and knowledge and research and all these words that everyone says. If it's already been said, that's where I'm coming from. If it's already been said before, I'm coming from a space where I don't feel the need to have to say it again. I really don't. But I understand how important it is. So this is where I say things like, um, having that in the back pocket where you've done that before already. You have evidence of videos speaking all that, and I do. So this is where I can back up where I'm coming from, okay? And I need to bring it into real time right now, and we just need to get refreshed and updated, man. Um, we all have a bunch of different gifts that will just shock you. I've seen very impressive things from numerous amount of people who speak on this topic, and you can't help but be intrigued by not just by just people, but just by the space that people come from, and you know um, and it's real easy to see the space of the individuals who went out of their way to have some nonsense narrative that that is so easily debunkable that is just ridiculous, that you could feel through the energy that this person is straight up delusional. I've seen the switch ups, and they are wild, man. You already know. I've seen the switch ups, and they are wild, and you're like, damn. I it's like, I can't believe it. It's like, how can you say I can't believe it, but I'm not shocked in the same sense? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Um, I know you're gonna shake your head and say, "Well, no, well, what makes you think you're more special?" Is not that. Is not that. It's just that. Think about it. Think about why and the way someone's gonna make a live like this, and this time, you can't you can't even make a statement like, "Oh, this is just for attention," or "This is grifting," or something, because this person's been doing this for 6 years, and this person proved that they got their surgery done. They, man, you know what I'm saying? So now we need to get into the concept of, well, what's really going on behind the scenes then? What's going on behind the scenes if individuals are going through the same thing, but they still can't, there's still beef. There's still no progression. There's no community, really. I don't think so. But then again, I've, I kind of did that to myself. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's talk about like communities, and I've spoken on this many times with the categories. I just don't really feel like repeating myself. Um, protection, protected, unseen forces. Yeah, I honestly don't even want to go into detail, because one thing we must clarify here. Let's not get it messed up. Some numbers on here. These are people who don't rock with you, actually. There's a lot of people here who don't rock with you. There's a lot of people who do rock with you. And the algorithm and numbers game is something that I am being forced to just have to look past. I have to look past it. I have to not care about the validation and that changing the perception, aka catering to something because you see that as being given more views and likes, versus take that away from you the minute it seems like you said something wrong. I gotta purely be me. It doesn't matter. That's why sometimes when I be here speaking, you know what I'm saying, I just don't even be looking at the screen. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to those of you who leave comments. I'm gonna always make sure to look. But you know, word salad. This is something that a lot of opposers say. I disagree. Even if I said a bunch of nothing, I know for a fact it's a sentiment, and I'm someone who creates their own sentiment. So if someone were to ask me, what is it that makes you set apart from all these other TIs? I know how to make my own sentiment, and this is why that they would be skeptical of you. Because not only are you making your own sentiment, you have a energy signature. Now there's now multiple people have energy signatures. You in general, because you are a selected few. If you're someone who is going through this, but there is someone protecting me who's got to play. It seems like there's like some like playing something, but where it's like they can't show that though, or that's what they're trying to make you think. Catering, things are just so much different now. Things are so much different now because now you're gonna have individuals who are in a role upon you, judging why you're doing what you're doing. Oh, it's not going to get anywhere. Well, where do you even plan on getting with this and stuff like that? You're just simply speaking from a space. You're simply speaking from the heart. Um, let's get into that spiritual allowance scheme, where you may be like a little too cool. You may be a little too cool. Like you're a cool person, right? You know you're cool. You know you're legit. You know what I'm saying? You know how to make things work for everybody. You know how to make things work for you, and you may have went a little too far in allowing and being too cool. And believe it or not, you'd be so shocked, yo, where the littlest thing just builds up to the biggest thing, becomes something completely unnecessary. Yo, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong. Like you're just one of those people. There's a content creator. There's a gentleman who says it perfect. He uses the word you're peculiar, or like you're a bit peculiar. That's facts. You're just different, bro. Like but you're not the only different person. There's a bunch of different people. Um, but it's just a way. Um, I want to get detailed and technical with it, yo. There's people. It's different over here. Everyone's got their like different version. Mine is some self projection thing, where those of you, those who have gained access to the different parts, who got to play a role in trying to get you to crash out so they could gain that from you. It's some allowance thing where you can't allow this person anymore to even think that they were what you were making them think they were, type stuff. Okay, so with the outcome of things right here, this right here off the bat is already proven my point. So what do I mean by this? The bigger picture right now as we speak is looking at this as, oh, you're messing something up. You're not supposed to be doing this. Why are you speaking about this? This is going to cause something to happen. And that's where I have to say, no, it's not. You're looking at it a certain way. You don't have to look at it that way. You don't have to look at it that way. So when I see someone that I rock with who's been speaking on this, who's been giving intellect on it, they've been showing their side of it. Well, you already know that this is going to happen. You already know that you ain't going to have this and stuff like that. And yeah, that may be true. And even if you can relate to parts of what that person is saying, I sure am not. See, this is where we separate ourselves. This is where we're different. I sure am not going to repeat what you just said. No way. That I'm going to say, oh, well, I can't have, no, wait, no, I can't, yeah, I can. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to self-project that because you probably don't have that issue with your experience, with your scenario. It just doesn't seem, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm boundary speaking. That's what I call it. I'm boundary speaking. So that right there, if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. That right there is what makes TIs, skeptical of me, because I'm using the term, but I'm refusing to call myself that while telling you that is either we're both going through the same thing or someone went through something a little harder, and that's why it's harder for them to relate to and to get the audience type that you have, which is why someone could have less subscribers, have more support. Do you get it? A lot of things are in reverse. That's what's going on right now. And everybody is being hijacked differently. So a lot of times when these people be over here thinking that they're doing psychological experiments on you, you're doing psychological experiments on them. But you don't have to say that. You don't have to make it look like it's that. And to be honest with you over here, we make it look like it's nothing because our experiments are, based off of our reaction to what individuals go out of their way to do. So this is kind of why this has not been, because I look at it as like it's just words. We're using words, but it's all about actions. Oh, they got some alarm going off right now. I don't know what they're doing. I'm near some store. I don't know why they got this alarm going off, man. Maybe if individuals, instead of like trying to play with someone's mind, maybe if they would just upfront tell this person what's going on instead of being in their energy, being deceptive, because that's really what it is. Individuals going out of their way to be deceptive. What is the issue here? What is the problem? Because there's always signs where they show that there's some sort of problem. This I've been through many times. But I've noticed the past couple of lives there wouldn't be any noise theater and all that stuff like that. So there's a certain official ranking that doesn't want you to be speaking about any of this. And whether or not they're for you or not is being looked at as like it's a blocking expansion. You can't do any right. It's like you can do no right. So let's try to do something else. Now you're upset. Now we need to still do dumb stuff. That's where I'm coming from. I would love to say and give a straight salute and shout out to those of you who really be, putting down your topics and stuff like that, because I've gathered and learned a lot from people speaking on this platform, and I'm very grateful for, the connections, even if they're just, a thumbs up, just a little comment, and you know who you are. Thank you for that. Thank you for being the very, very few individuals who, even if you relate though, and you get it and you understand, and even if you don't, you can understand where this person's coming from. You can. And you give your salute. I still make sure to, I don't leave comments anymore. One thing about me that I realize is that it does weirdo stuff. For some reason, things play out different. Even when I'm leaving a comment and I rock with this person. They know I rock with them. They rock with me too because they left comments on mine too. And now it's like you feel like some weird, guilty, not paranoid. Paranoid is actually not in my dictionary anymore, man. It's crazy how they go so out of their way to, I don't know, try to make it seem like you're unstable or something, and like try to use the way you look or something. And when that's why, like, I like to write too. And like when it comes to titles like this, I know that I'd be able to attack it much better writing actually, because perception and delusions and I gotta get like right into the pudding. You know, it has a lot to do with like sexual promis promiscuity. Did I pronounce that correctly? Promiscuous energy. It does. As much as you know, people don't want you to say that or speak about it. Um, they they just got it messed up, man. I'm too expansive. Definitely set apart from those who are going through the same thing, but I'm just so expansive that I just cannot label myself in this category. So I'm not the correct person to keep continuing like being the as if I'm like the one of the many leaders of we can get out of this type thing. You get what I'm saying? Even though like I can make it that way, but it's almost like God knows like there's always gonna be some sort of ego crash out type thing over here is what it really is. So that's where we get into the concept of this specific individual infiltrating your energy and double-edged sword illusioning type stuff where everyone feels like they got to protect themselves at the end of the day, and on the other side still want to be involved with you. I'm that type of person. They hate that they love you. They love you then hate you. It's that type of thing. Too many, and you're just too raw. That's who you are. So, obviously, now I'm gonna give grace because I mean it's really late right now. So that's why there's only like a few people checking in right now because it's really late right now. It's 2 a.m. Okay, I'm getting pretty tired right now too. They still got this alarm going off. I don't know why they won't shut it off. Just a couple doors down, but it is what it is. No way it could be for anything over here that's a reasoning to something. So a lot of reaction experiments, um, a lot of subliminals about just stay off the phone for a while. Try not to click on that. A lot of subliminals and stuff. And so it's like they may be correct, but this is where they use like your charismatics, your alignments. Opposers looked more into you than you looked into you. And so here we go now. Individuals going out of their way to think that they know what you're thinking. So the minute that I get off this, not thinking about this, here we go with a bunch of narratives. This, oh, look, this damaged person who blah, 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 and this and blah, blah, blah. And they think the blah, 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 and this and this. And not only that, just based upon you saying that, now you're ego. Now you're too arrogant. Now you're too full of it. What was that other word? Too entitled and stuff. I disagree. No, I'm not entitled. Because I've proven what I'm about. And that's why I'm in this position right now. This is why individuals like us have this ranking. Because we surpassed spaces. We surpassed their space. It doesn't have to be about this. There's another group right now envying somebody who's, I mean, like, for what? That doesn't make any sense. What are you envying? There's nothing to envy. That's an issue, and that like exposes a lot about it, yo. It's just so obvious. It's so obvious. It's just crazy, yo. The starting points to everything. I've got tons of videos on this. I just don't want to backtrack and even speak on this individual anymore, yo. But it's like I can go so far with it that is just wild. This alarm's still going off, man. Yeah, someone definitely doesn't want me speaking about this. I thought it wasn't real. I thought it ain't that deep. There's a content creator, right, who made a video on another content creator, calling him out on saying that this topic here is fake, that it's not real, they don't know what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And I'm glad that individual made that live. Look at that. Look at what impact can do. Because it impacted and it shaped a bunch of things. Now someone else is going to get fire started off of this. Did you know it's that deep? This person who you enjoy listening to, consistent, so consistent. But then what would happen if now they're back to disappearing? Now they're gone again. What are they doing? And for some reason, you feel it up in the air about what they're doing? Is that spirituality? Or is that someone having a little more access to something that they shouldn't have? Nobody should have, no one I know should have access to my privacy. There's no way. I better be wrong about that. I better be wrong about that. And I find it so sad. So sad that there's individuals who would really go out of their way to just try to stop you from making money. It's weird. It's really weird. And this is the only reason I'm, stopping by to make this real quick, yo. You can only, take it for yourself. I know, my bad, guys. I am getting a little tired. My eyes are like about to shut. So, I mean, dang, let me try to wake up. Yeah, I probably should have did this a different time. Okay, how to kick their ass, right? Because I got that in the title. My bad, yo, my bad. I know it ain't much joining right now. We're early morning. If you just right now in, they over here got this alarm still going off stupid. You know what I'm saying? That stuff wasn't going off before. It was nice and straight. I always make sure to, wait until it's nice and quiet and stuff. And then every time we do that, here goes the wind blowing over the stand. Here goes random alarms. Here goes flashing lights all in you and all sorts of dumbass stuff, bro. Okay, so I don't know if maybe because it really be too extra over here when you see, especially in real life, when you see how far they went. It's just, oh my goodness, man. It's like, wow, that is a blessing. That is such a blessing for me to be over here questioning how you're just so calm through this. Through knowing what it is that people try to do to you. So there's something up with that. I have another theory. But this is only for those of you where your starting point aligned with you already being on the internet. Your starting point aligned with you already being on the internet, right? someone on the internet may be a major reason to why you're going through what you're going through. Someone on the internet, it could be we're not just talking about your damn self, obviously yourself too, but no, someone on the internet, high chance that they got a big hidden affiliation with the individual in real life who started this for you. Because I could be wrong when I personally say that is only a very small percentage of you where the starting point to yours is because of a stranger on the internet. I don't really believe that. I believe that it was definitely someone you met in real life in some sort of interaction. And this can go all the way down to when you were like younger than 20. You know what I'm saying? When you were just a really young age and stuff like that. I remember certain things that I don't want to like this person. I really do want to like this person up. That you were forced to be close with, that you were saying sibling, just close, what used to be family, because everyone's saying the word family now. Let me try to get a couple more points across since this thing is about to go dead here. Finally shut the alarm off. Like I said before, I know a lot of you are gonna catch this later. I'm going hard at trying my best not to actually pass out on you guys right now because I'm pretty tired. But just pay attention to the cycles, man. Pay attention to the cycles. Pay attention to the patterns. And one thing I'm gonna say to you that I'm basically saying to myself is, at least over here, we're not selling ourselves short anymore. Even if it upsets individuals. Even if it sounds delusional. Even if individuals are going to try to copy. It won't work. There's no such thing as anybody be you. Try to be you. Or destiny swap. Listen, destiny swap flop is what it's called. Okay? Destiny swap flop. Okay? No such thing as that. Watch out quick. You don't even know who you are anymore after trying that with me, which is what happened to a lot of individuals not on the internet, in real life. Thinking they're slick, up in your energy. Do they have the best intentions for you? Because I'm failing to see where. Not all of you, because don't do the blockage thing. There's a big, like I said, a scam going on, some validation scam, where the minute you are just having some, whatever, it could be just some small talk, wherever you're at, just passing the time by or whatever, and you're just making someone believe that they're just bigger than who they are now. And even if it's true, because you wouldn't agree when you say that anyone who does that you do allow to be near you, or you're forced to be allowed around this individual for a certain period of time, or not even forced. That's just part of what comes with whatever you're doing, right? They're gonna get more intelligent too. They're gonna gain access to sides of you. And this is another reason why those of you who have categorized yourself into this are skeptical. It's because this individual has a different way of attacking it, and you're questioning why they're attacking it like that. Because if you can accept the fact that you're an unorthodox person and that you're set apart, whatever it is that you're doing, it will work. It will work. Don't ever allow anyone to speak for you. And that's what happened over here. This person was over here trying to say what was going to happen to you, trying to speak for you. No. it's easy to think that you're getting a one up on someone because of a routine and a pattern. This is where we get into those of you who've spoken on, oh, you can't do this for this certain amount of time. You can't work here for long periods of time because this and this. It's true. Because it's going to be easier for them to play a new game on you that you are completely oblivious to. Now you're receiving help, but don't get it messed up. You did do it on your own, though. You did do it on your own. Subliminals about, being coherent and things like that. I just think it's such a shame. I think it's such a shame to just have to be up here even making this anything. That's where I'm coming from. It's kind of like the last straw. My bad. I kind of like time zoned out right there, We'll get off here in a second. And just trying to make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing. Projecting what it is you say. So I can't be over here and being like, they're doing this to me. It's different. Watch how quick they do it. Try to do it. So how to kick a coward gangstalker ass, right? I've been doing that. I've been spanking them left and right. Actually, even the ones who are convincing themselves they ain't getting spanked, they're getting spanked. Because why are you doing what you're doing? In different ways too. Not in the way that you see that I see it right now, but in different ways. Trying to get someone to doubt themselves. Trying to get someone to doubt themselves. That makes no sense. Why are you doing that? Who goes out of their way to try to make someone do something? That makes no sense. As you can tell, I'm exhausted. Just in general. Not because of them and stuff like that, but don't get me wrong. But just in general, yeah, man. Just considering our current scenarios. I don't know, just going out of their way to speak for you gone wrong type stuff, man. I really feel like it got blown out of proportion bigger than what it should have been. I do believe like individuals crossed the line, definitely. And they know who they are, I don't know, I'm just not upset at anyone. I just think it's weird that like they're more upset at you for not getting like some sort of reaction they wanted or something like that. And that's where they kind of get caught, They get caught with what it really be. And we see that, Oh, guys. Hold up. So this is much more than what you just see in front of you. This has a lot to do with the comprehension of collecting. Okay? So when we say group, I'm not looking at it the way like others are looking at it. It's definitely going to be much easier if I find out like if specific individuals were actually interacting with other individuals. That's when I'll be able to go ahead and do what it is that I need to do. You know what I'm saying? To get that W, because we know how this works. This is the reason this individual took so long to even go out of the way to do this. Because it's about the W. You need to get a W. You need to win. You will win. And you knew you'd win. And that's why I was being looked at as like defiant, is the best way I can put it. Because it doesn't make sense how there's indirect subliminals talking about, well, why are you still looking at this? How'd you hear that? Well, why are you still doing that? Because you're ruining this, and you should know. So it's almost like there's individuals like damn near who should know more, who know you better than you at this point. Damn, son, how's that even possible? Right? Oh, man. I wasn't even that tired before I hit that, but now I'm starting to feel it. Now I'm starting to feel like I'm ready to, call it a night. I hope all you're doing well. I just saw a couple vids too. Keep speaking your mind. Keep kicking their butt. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and don't ever sell yourself short, because it doesn't matter. The last two lives, they don't matter whether I'm right or wrong. It's about why you had to do what you had to do. There's a reason behind it. There's people up in there's some people up in your grill who ain't got to be up in the grill like that, Took it too far, Took it too far. Not withholding information, not allowing this person to know what they need to know. It's just messed up, really, And like I said before, I'm pretty tired, so it's like this ain't really coming across the way I wanted to, because I'm low key about to pass out. You can go like maybe 5 more minutes in. How to kick their butt. You know how we be over here talk about how their tactics be weak and stuff like that, right? Notice how I've been speaking on this right now, right? But refuse still to be looked at as TI or whatever. That's because no, I just forgot what I just said. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty exhausted. I'm pretty close to just hitting this X button, but I gotta really be on my P's and Q's when speaking about this, because this is serious. But I'm so my apologies, guys. Luckily there ain't. Luckily y'all already sleeping right now. You might catch me just passing out on camera, I'm tired. Oh, okay, bingo. Yeah, we were speaking on how to use using the very thing that they use. Yeah. Or but they think that they're using against you. But it's more so the very same thing that they do. Yeah. Against them. Yep. Watch how quick it works, actually. It does over here. That's where I'm coming from. Projection. Over here, I cannot be using these terms dialogue-wise, because the very thing that they be using to think that they're going to get a one-up on you. Oh, I just had a good point. Oh my gosh. Dang it. I'd be so freaking tired, man. Right now. Oh, I just had a good point. I wish I was able to rewind that. Oh, I missed it. Where the thing that they're using to think they have a one-up on you, yeah, if you have the type of mind, which you know how to make your mind like that anyway, and did that on them, they wouldn't be able to handle it. So they're weak. They're weak. They lie to themselves. Throwing up subliminals, it gets so deep, bro. When we even talk about the infiltration of, individual social media and stuff like that. This is why I'm wording things like that. I'm not about to be up here and be like, this, they did this and that, and this is that and stuff like that. Nah, I just can't, man. I have to be cool and just not try to prove myself when individuals who will say or are who will say they're going through this or are going through this try to not try but just not acknowledge you, or you're just not a source that we want to listen to type stuff based upon the differentials, based upon the way it looks. 100%. That's what I said about the that this right here. um it's a big old illusion game to get you to crash out, It's definitely way different over here. Mirroring type stuff where you kind of have a good idea of what's going on, but you're still not gonna say that's what's going on, because I'm a firm believer of why would you repeat something that you know is being told to you by someone who doesn't have the best interest for you. It's weird. Now you're questioning, well, how'd they get that? How'd they get? Because somewhere down the road, because of who you are, verified and, basically made this person think that they're just the coolest thing ever now. Where before they met you, they they never even heard that word. They never even knew how to go about that like that and stuff like that. And now we're gonna fast forward, and now this person all of a sudden want to be all delusional, acting like they're on your level. This person in your life knows damn well that they never spoke like that before. They never used that term. They've never been in a position to see it like that, vice versa, till you came along. Delusional for them to think that they're even touching you, knowing damn well they were working with third party affiliates behind closed doors. A lot of them were. I was going to speak on something about close ones that used to be close to you growing up, when you were born and stuff like that. It's too late. We already know what it is, I think you already know what it is. And if we don't, no, I'm going to figure that out. So it is what you make it. It is what you make it. Let's go 5 more minutes and we're out of here, It is what you make it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 because I'm actually I'm passing out right now. So I'm gonna have to get up because I can't pass out here. But it is what you make it, man. You don't have to say that. That's where I'm coming from. This individual went out of their way to find information, to find research, to find knowledge, to share with individuals, right? It's like you just can't win over here. The minute that you want to, be back, if you saw it, depends on who saw it first. Because I'm on the other spectrum of it too, where I didn't see it first. I'm the one who created that first too, way of looking at it, way of going about it, way of responding to it. But then the other side is going to look at it different. Well, you didn't talk about how this was happening in your dreams and all that stuff. But it'd be way different for people, man. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't had a dream in a minute. It's been a fat minute since I had a dream. I don't know if I want to have one. There's a lot of weirdo things done behind your back that we don't know about. That you don't know about, but you just know it. And it's a way to go about it. I just be so upset sometimes when I see how far individuals went and you question them and they got the nerve, bro, to not tell you the truth, knowing damn well what's going on. It's messed up. Another thing, when you're someone who sees titles like this, just calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take a deep breath, calm down. You know, there's reasons that we're all going through it differently, My fault, guys. I'm pretty sure I just like had a. There's many different reasons we're all going through it. And that's why I mentioned before about why I made the video on those two ladies 2 years ago who've been going through this too. Because you can see there's like a way. You know what they're going through is legit. There's no such thing as an individual go that all out for their life. Someone doesn't want to tell you the reason or something. Someone is way too infatuated. Someone's doing too much. And so that's where I'm coming from. And I understand those that are skeptical, but you just don't get to be anymore, yo. You're looking at someone, you're understanding, you know they're set apart, so it makes me question you when you're, because there's subliminals that I understand that some of you got to do in order to see if you could trust someone, which is kind of where this is coming from. Let me do a subliminal. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk about that person color shirt that they were wearing to see if I can get a reaction and see if they're gonna speak about it. And I'd just be disappointed in you if that's what you're basing things off the premise of, because that's not always accurate. It is for the most part, but it's not always accurate. Why that person is wearing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, timing of things are crazy. It's all about the timing. That's why I'm making this right here. It's something that I saw that I don't feel, like it's the right place to talk about it right now. Not to mention that I'm nodding off, so I might be sounding like blah 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 right now, like you have no clue, you know. So I'm gonna have to get out of here, like here, this, like right now, honestly, because I'm about to really crash out right now. So let me finish this up another time. Gosh dang it. But yeah, that's how you kick their butt, because it's like, it just feels like a finale's coming up, because it's just I surpassed that. Like they are just upset that they just couldn't do you dirty. It's just they're just upset. Watch how quick whoever trying to do someone dirty, you get done dirty. Watch how quick all these terms, all these individuals who were messing with us, watch how quick they get messed with. And you didn't have to do a damn thing. Ain't that right? So I'm about to get out of here, but I'm trying to wait and see if there's an individual who's gonna pop up here, on here and in real life, But yeah, access denied with some individuals, yo. Oh, that one homeboy, yeah, bro. Listen, I'm gonna give a call. If you don't answer, I guarantee. Let me know. I shouldn't be saying this on live, but there's definitely gonna be some, and I'm not talking about the last person actually. It's gonna be some more funny, like, damn, Why are you doing that? But I hope that made sense because I said that when I was over here, literally about to pass out. Um, there's so much more I want to get out. It's just that the next live is going to be so much just that person. It ain't going to be like another third perspective where a witness. But I get to see too, though. I get to see what's going to happen. Yeah. So you don't think I got access to that? I do, though. You don't have access to that. You're envying someone. You shouldn't be in someone's energy like that, and then thinking that you got a one up on someone. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. How? Because you infiltrated someone's space. You try to restrict someone. You try to uh, get the friends to turn on them and all this dumb weird stuff that people do. For what? For why? What kind of weirdo lies people telling, bro?